If a man is overly focused on his mother and neglects himself, it might appear as though he has chosen to be this way. After all, he will be an adult, so it's not as if he won't have a choice when it comes to how he behaves. Not only this, but if he was asked about this, he could say that he wants to be there for his mother and that he is not being forced. At this point, someone on the outside could wonder what is going on. What they could question is why a man in this position, a man who is neglecting himself, would have chosen to be this way. They could wonder if there is something inherently wrong with him. As far as they are concerned, he will be behaving in a way that is anything but healthy. Yet they are not going to be the only ones who will have this view, as there are going to be numerous others who also have this outlook. So if a woman is in a relationship with a man like this, she could wonder if he will ever be able to see the light, so to speak. If she has been with him for quite some time, she might doubt if this will ever happen. She might have tried to get through to him on so many occasions, and this is likely to have taken a lot out of her. If she is not there already, she might soon get to a place where she can no longer carry on living in this way. Still, if a small part of her does believe that he will change, this could cause her not to give up on him. If this is the case, she will continue to stay in a relationship where she is being deprived of so much. It might be necessary for her to take a step back at this stage and to look into if she is replaying a scenario from her early childhood. She might be engaging in something called repetition compulsion. What this means is that although she will no longer be a child or even younger, she will unconsciously see the man as her mother or father or as a combination of both. Thanks to this, part of her will be trying to receive what was not provided all those years ago. But not only is the man not her mother and or father, this stage of her life has passed. Consequently, the developmental needs that were not met all those years ago can no longer be met and will need to be grieved. What this illustrates is that if a woman is in a relationship with a man like this, it can seem as though he is the one with the issues, but it is not going to be this black and white. If she didn't have her own corresponding wounds, she would not be with him. What will have made it hard for her to realize this is that she, like everyone else, will have a brain that represses pain, and it does this to allow her to keep it together and function. The information that would shed light on why she ended up with this man, and perhaps many other men who are the same, will be outside of her conscious awareness. Now, when it comes to a man who is in this position who says that he wants to be this way, it is highly likely that this is his false self that is talking. Deep down, there is likely to be another part of him that doesn't want to be this way and hates behaving in this way. Nonetheless, this part of him, the part that will be his true self, will currently be outmuscled by his false self. For his true self to see the light of day, his false self will need to be weakened and gradually crumble. Unlike his true self, this self won't have anything to do with his needs, feelings or wants, and won't be connected to his body. This false self is likely to have been constructed during his developmental years. At this stage of his life, he was probably deprived of a lot of the nutrients that he needed to grow and develop in the right way. The reason for this is that he probably had to be there for his mother, with her using him to meet some of her adult and unmet childhood needs. During this time, he wouldn't have been able to change his mother's behavior or to find another mother. He simply had to adapt to what was going on. This was when he would have disconnected from his true self, so his body, and automatically created a disconnected false self that would allow him to survive. To use an analogy, if he had his own song when he was born, this song was soon replaced by his mother's song. Not only this, but he would have ended up forgetting all about his song and ended up being comfortable playing his mother's song. Taking this into account, even if he does say that he wants to behave in this way, so to be there for his mother, it will be a lie. This doesn't mean that he is consciously lying, of course. It means that it is not coming from his true self. It is coming from his false self. Clearly, when he was a child, he was too underdeveloped to make a choice about how to live his life. And now that he is an adult, he is too estranged from himself to do so. His priority was to survive, and as that meant being there for his mother, that's what he had to do. Now that he is an adult, he no longer needs to hide his true self to be able to survive, but he is not going to realize this. Deep down, he is likely to believe that if he expresses who he is, he will be punished and disapproved of, and or rejected and abandoned, and that his life will come to an end. This is why part of his ego structure will keep his true self hidden and do what it can to make sure that he continues to be there for his mother and doesn't wake up. What this explains is why it can take something dramatic for a man like this to wake up. So with that said, if you are a man who is starting to wake up or has been aware of what is going on for quite some time, then you will know why it has taken you so long to get to this position, and it will be essential for you to reach out for the support that you need to gradually move forward. And if you are a woman who is with a man like this, then this will explain why he is unable to see clearly, because there will be such a strong need for him to not face reality, because facing reality will bring up a lot of pain, and it will be too much for him to handle right now. And of course, if you have been with a number of men who are like this, then it will be essential for you to go deep within yourself and to look into why you would have unconsciously ended up with the man you are with, or to have continually ended up with men like this. And as I have said on many occasions before, there is no shame, there is no blame. It is simply about awareness, and through being aware and doing what needs to be done, you will be able to change your life. And most likely, if a man is not aware and is completely in denial, not consciously, but is just in denial, then he's not going to be watching this video. So it is for a man who is aware now, and for a woman who is with a man who is like this. In both cases, don't suffer in silence and do what you need to do to gradually change your life. As you may know already, I have written a book about how to no longer be a mother-enmeshed man. It's a how-to guide, and this is mainly for men, but I believe it can also help women as well. And I also offer personalized consultations, so if you feel the call to work with me, reach out, and it would be great to speak to you and see how things go. So the main thing is that you do what you need to do to gradually change your life. If you would like to find out more about the services that I offer, please go to www.oliverjrcooper.co.uk or email me at info@oliverjrcooper.co.uk, and I'm looking forward to assisting you on your journey.